Hey peepsy doodles! Alrighty, so today I wanted to do a viewer request video. I had somebody that requested I do a video talking about craft and magical names. So I'm going to give you my opinion on them and then talk to you a little bit about finding yours. So I do not use a magical name in my practice. When I first started, I did. And that was because one of the books I read made it sound like you really needed to have that magical name. And what they're used for is you pick a name that is for you, that is different than your actual birth name, and you use it during spell work, ritual, any kind of magical practice. You use it when you're communing with the god and goddess or anything like that, so that they have a way of knowing you in your magical workings that's separate from your daily life. You can also use it when you're working with your coven or working with friends that share the same path as you or anything like that. You can sign different, you can sign with using your magical name in your Book of Shadows, or there's all kinds of different ways that you can use it. Now, I personally do not use a magical name, and my reasoning is if I'm going to practice, I like having my craft and my mundane life be one. I don't want them to be separate, and I feel like having a separate name for my practice is just adding to that separation. So I personally don't use one, but there are a lot of people that do, and a lot of people that have really awesome magical names, so I do not condone anybody that does have one, because I think that's awesome. There are even people out there like Evan, who was given her magical name by the god and goddess, by her matron goddess. So I think that that's fantastic. If you have any kind of thing like that, or if you really feel called to have a magical name, then more power to you. I just don't personally use one. But when I first started my craft, I did use one. And that name was Pyperh, my YouTube channel name, and it's Pyperh. Now, the reason that there's a lot of people that ask me why the spelling, why is it spelled like that? Well, let me tell you. So I chose my magical name based off of Pyperh from Charmed. Now that sounds silly, but to me it meant a lot. Not only did I love the name, it had a magical ring to it, but I loved her as a character, and I felt like she was the type of witch that I wanted to be. She was strong, she was family oriented, she had everything that I wanted, that kind of strength, and that's what I wanted in a name. So in Raymond Buckland's The Complete Book of Witchcraft, he goes through, there's a chapter that talks about finding your magical name, and how he does it is through your birth number. You take the month, the day, and the year that you were born. So for me it'd be 03 for March 30th, and then 1990. Yeah, I'm a 90s baby. So you add all those together, and then you get a number, and I don't remember what it is. And then you take, if there's still a double digit, you take that and you add it together. So my birth number is 7. And then he goes through and he lists all the letters of the alphabet, and there's a number to them as well. And so you try to do the same thing with your magical name as you did in, so like with Pyperh, Pyperh, when I added all those together and simplified it to one digit, it was also the number 7. So I had to play around with letters to get it so that it equaled 7, because the regular Pyper didn't work. And that's how I found out on how to do a magical name that way. And it stuck, and so now it's the name of my YouTube channel and my Facebook, but I don't use it in magical workings anymore. But I mean, I want, if you guys are thinking about doing a magical or a craft name, really think about something that calls to you. Don't choose something just because it sounds witchy. There's a lot of people that have the ravens, the silvers, the sages, and I mean, if those names call to you, then that's fantastic. If you want to take certain things and put them together that work for you, like moon, clouds, sun, star, whatever, that's awesome. As long as it's something that means something to you and not that it sounds witchy. Because if it's something that sounds witchy but it's not really calling to you, you're not really feeling it, then nobody else is going to feel it either. When you're using it in your magical workings, you're going to feel silly saying it, and then that just takes away from the ritual. So, you know, if you're doing your ritual and you're talking to the god and goddess and you're like, God and goddess, it's moon, star, sun, child, and you're just like, I feel so stupid saying that, then don't pick that as a name, because you want it to be serious. You want it to be something that means a lot to you, and that when you say it, you get that amazing emotional reaction from it, that's you, that's who you are. If you could pick a different name for yourself, that's what it would be. Now let's say your name is Brittany and in your real life, and you want your name in your magical life to be Charlotte. Go for it. It doesn't have to sound witchy. You can pick just another name that you love and that you've always loved as your magical name. It doesn't have to, like I said, again, it doesn't have to sound witchy with the sages and the childs and the knights and the crystal amethyst realm mystic stuff. It doesn't have to. You know, mine was Pyperh, and it was because it was a name, and it was, you know, I picked it from something that meant a lot to me at the time, and it fit, and I love it. I mean, my cat's name is Pyperh. I wanted to name my firstborn girl Pyperh. It meant a lot to me. So if you're going to use a name, follow all of those little tidbits, and it should help you find a fantastic name. I would love to hear in the comments whether or not you guys use magical names and why not. And another thing about magical names is there are a lot of people that will tell you that magical names and craft names are meant to be private and are only meant to be shared between you and the god and goddess, and there are other people that have them as their Facebook name. So do whatever feels right for you. If you feel like your name should be private, then keep it private. If you feel like it's something that you would love to share with other people, go ahead and share it. Don't ever let somebody tell you how to practice your craft, because then it's becoming somebody else's craft and not your own. So anyway, that was my little video on craft names. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you later. Bye!